Now for the last tutorial of this week. I'm sure you're all excited by that. Go ahead and go to our wonderful left-hand menu. Scroll down. And right near the bottom, you're going to see something called the Office Hours Live Session. I've talked about this a bit, but this is a very important part of the course. This is where you will click in order to talk to me during my office hours. During week 1, there are 9 available office hours, 3 on Tuesday, 3 on Thursday, and 3 on Friday. After that, there will be 3 office hours per week, usually 1 per day. That schedule has not been set yet, and I will let you know when those hours are going to be. I will try to have 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, and 1 hour in the evening so that you can work against your own schedules. When you click on that Office Hours Live Session link, you're going to see what's called a Blackboard Collaborate list page. For you, there might be a few different areas of the screen, but what's most important is that you're going to see a thread. On that thread is a link to the Music Appreciation 1306, Section 6 Music Appreciation. It has a start date of Wednesday, August 21st and an end date of Friday, December 13th. This means that this link is live for the entire semester. I created this link so that we would have the session open for the whole semester, so that we would have office hours available each week. Go ahead and click on your link. When you do, one of 2 things will happen. You will either get a notice such as this, that you're going to be launching your session, or it will go ahead and automatically launch it if you've uploaded the software already. Please be aware that if you are using a Mac that has the OS X 10.8.4 operating system, you might have some difficulties with this software, so you need to look at the article that's linked directly here. If you continue to have problems with that, you can take it to the IT desk and they can help you. As you can see at the bottom of my page, it's asking me if this type of file can harm my computer. Do I want to keep it? You do. This software is not harmful to your computer. It's simply a Collaborate page given through Blackboard that is just for ease of access. If this does not appear at the bottom, please click on the red wording that says if you have any issues, please try launching the session manually. Again, if this doesn't work, try the IT desk and some of the Center for Teaching and Learning resources and see whether they can help you with that. So let's go ahead and click Keep. You'll see that it will be called Join. If you click that, your Java will open. If you do not have Java on your computer, it's a free download and you should download it. You will need it in order to take the course. So you can see now that the application Blackboard Collaborate, the online live session, has actually opened on the computer. The first thing that we'll ask is if you want to record the session. Some of you might not have this option show. I will be recording every single session. As you can see, it just talked over me and said recording started for the session. You can minimize it or you can maximize it so that it fits whatever part of the screen you'd like to have it fit. In this case, I'm going to keep it slightly minimized so that you can see the full screen. There's a couple parts of the screen you need to know about. First is the audio video. Let me highly suggest that the first thing you do is look at these 3 links at the top of the audio video section. There's a phone. If you click on that, you'll be able to switch to using a telephone for conference audio. We will not be using this option. But the second button will start an audio setup wizard. If you click on it, it will ask you about what you have connected to your computer for audio output. If it doesn't have the device that you've hooked into your computer because you have something going into a USB port, make sure that that's connected properly and press the refresh button. Once you refresh it, you can make sure that the correct system is highlighted and press OK. If you then press the play button,
Welcome to the Audio Setup Wizard.
It will
This
go
wizard will
ahead
help you
and
set the optimum
speak.
levels for both your mic.
I'm going to stop it because it's impossible to talk over it. So you can change the volume level of the actual talking that's happening so that you know what the audio level on your computer is. It will then ask you if it's comfortable. When you say yes, you can just say, okay, you're done. The same is true of the microphone. If you press record, you can talk or you can have your computer talk, And then once you stop it, it will ask you if it's acceptable. Hello, my microphone is reading my voice. So you press play.
Hello. My microphone is reading my voice.
And then stop. And if it was okay, and you didn't have to adjust the volume, or if you did and you got it comfortable, press yes. You're now set up to do all audio and video. The button next to that is the options menu. You can see that it also has the audio setup wizard available. You can do separate microphone and speaker settings. And then there's a lot of other ways that you can adjust volume levels and camera settings. Feel free to use that if you would like. So in order to talk, all you have to do is press the talk button. You can see then that the link for the microphone is active and it's picking up your voice. You can again change the volume level here. If you click off of talk, the microphone symbol goes away and you can see it's no longer reading any audio. It is very important that you mute your microphone so that we do not get background noise during the live session. If you leave your microphone on, it will stay active the entire session, so whatever you happen to be doing, eating Cheetos, reading a book, talking out loud, using your cell phone, or playing music, all of that will come through. Be prepared for me to often at first remind us all to make sure that we are muting our microphone simply by pressing that talk button. When you do want to talk, all you have to do is turn that button on and you can then voice the opinion or the question that you need. If you would like to do video, you can turn your video camera on simply by clicking video. You can see then that the web camera is live. Now, we're getting a really small view of me, but you can at least see that I'm there. So I need to preview how my video is actually set up. Right next to the video button is the preview button. If you click on it, there I am in real life in full size. If you click on it again, it will either go away or will adjust the size as necessary to make it a viewable screen. You can then click on video and you'll have the correct size. Make sure you also turn on the sound so that then your video is talking live through the session. Now let's turn both of those off again. All right, underneath that is the participants. I will always be listed as moderator when I am online. It will show that I am here. If I step away from the room for any particular moment, I will make sure that I always have away written underneath my name by clicking on the second button here, the button with the face and the little time. When I come back to the screen, it will light up again that I am here. There's lots of options here. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can explore them on your own. Obviously, this is for emoticons. I can show you a smiley face, or perhaps, sorry about that, applause if I'm liking the comments going on. You might always want to set it back to none. The most important one is the raise hand, which is the hand button here. If you raise your hand, I'm going to know who has raised their hand and be able to click on that and then talk to you either privately as part of the live session or chat with you individually. It's a polite thing to do, but don't worry, either way, we'll get your questions answered whether you raise your hand or not. Anytime we want to do a survey, you can all respond to the poll with a yes, no, or you can simply not respond by using the last button. The session automatically opens up with permissions on and off. Those permissions are listed right above your name in the main room. Right now I have on permission for you to use audio with me, video, chat, and the whiteboard, which is the large part of the screen to the left. Other options are to have an application sharing screen available and a World Wide Web tour permission. You can click both of those on and then through the whiteboard area we can have actual web pages up. The chat board is a supervised board, which means it's recorded. So please don't use the chat board to try and send personal information to each other. The chat board is only for topics related to class. I am moderating this whenever I am online, and when I'm not, the sessions are recorded, so please just be polite and use the chat as it's supposed to be used. You can see if I type in a message and then click enter, it posts that and tells me when I have posted it. It's a small link, but you can make it smaller if we're not using it, or you can make it larger if we are. You can see that it has an option menu as well. And you can mess around with all of these if you'd like to. So that's the basics of how to use that half of the page. The rest of it's fairly simple. We have an option of using a white page. What that is basically this area here on the page. On that area, we can say write to each other. We can type messages. Now, if I see something that you've written to me or you've cut and pasted part of a paper into the white page for me to look at and edit, I can go ahead then, and if I click on the highlighter, I can highlight a section or I can simply cross out a section that needs to be respelled. There are other options as well, and you can look at those. You can do a screen capture simply by pressing OK, and it will add that screen capture into the session so that I can see exactly where you are and help you find your way in or out of the location and to where you need to go. One of the other great options is called application sharing. If you ask me a question that I need to show you the answer to, I simply can click on this, allow the privileges, and share my desktop with you. When I do that, it will tell me I'm sharing my desktop, and a yellow line will appear around the edge so that I know that you can see what I can see. Now, obviously, we had a little error there, but you can see that my desktop is now showing up, and I can click back and forth between whatever I'd like, and you can see all of it. All right, when I want to stop that, I simply press the stop button in the upper right-hand side. I can also pause it, but for now, I will stop it and we can go back. You'll see that it says I should still be sharing, so I need to make sure to switch back to the whiteboard, or I can click to the other possible link, which is called a web tour. The web tour, let's say we want to go to www.utb.edu. If you click enter, in a moment it will actually load that specific web page, and you can go ahead and go to any of the areas that you want. The one problem with this area is if you go to anything that has a password attached to it, you cannot do it through this site. So if I wanted to go and check my webmail, that's fine, it will load the page, but if I put my username and password in, it will not open the site. You can only do that by doing desktop sharing. So if you get lost in any particular part of the course, the best way to show me what's happening on your computer is to share your desktop or to do a web tour with me so that we can find where you are. If you ever want me to go ahead and help you with any editing, we can create new pages here on the whiteboard and we can work on them together. We can delete pages and we can also simply delete things or clear the page and start fresh. That's about it. If you have any questions about it, peruse around, make sure you're comfortable with it all. I'll see some of you or all of you during the online office hours starting on Tuesday. Good luck with all of this.